Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how do we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The eCommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
Hello, listeners. It's Brittany Blackman, Junior Marketing Coordinator at SUMO Heavy. A quick note. We're in an unprecedented time, but with this comes an unprecedented amount of unity. Everyone is coming together to help, no matter what industry they're in. And now we're doing our part. If you advertise on the eCommerce Minute, we'll donate 100% of the proceeds to Slice Out Hunger. Slice Out Hunger sends pizza to healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic while simultaneously supporting small businesses. To get involved, drop us a note at hello@sumoheavy.com or reach out through our various social media accounts. Stay safe, stay inside, and wash your hands. We're all in this together.
It's eCommerce Minute episode 687.
In today's episode, Amazon partners with Lyft to deliver packages and groceries.
With millions of people all over the world staying put due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it shouldn't come as a shock that ride-sharing services like Lyft and Uber are hurting. Uber, however, does have a slight upper hand since it can rely on Uber Eats service to supplement the income for the company and its employees. But what's Lyft to do in a predicament like this? Well, how does partnering with one of the biggest companies in the world sound? Lyft is now referring drivers on the platform to jobs at Amazon in a partnership between the two companies designed to alleviate financial hardships from a massive drop in ride-hailing usage. More specifically, Lyft is encouraging its employees to apply for roles in Amazon warehouses and as part of the e-commerce company's grocery and package delivery platforms. The Amazon program is not limited to just contract work through Amazon's Flex Package Delivery Network or Fresh Grocery Delivery Service. The company says the web portal indicates that Lyft drivers can find an Amazon job in as soon as 7 days, and the work includes part-time and full-time jobs with no resume or previous work experience required. It also includes roles in warehouses as flex drivers or through Amazon delivery partners, or as shoppers who work at Whole Foods markets to prep same-day Amazon deliveries and grocery pickups. Lyft said it would also be expanding its delivery network to start delivering test kits, medical supplies, and meals to the elderly and vulnerable populations. Lyft also noted that 100,000 drivers have signed up for the expansion so far. The company has also partnered with 8 Medicaid agencies to use its platform to help people access vital medical services like dialysis appointments, chemotherapy, and prenatal care. So basically, it's almost like a supply chain thing, and these drivers, I guess, are now part of that supply chain. You're just refocusing your assets somewhere else, and I think it's good for these drivers because I know a lot of these drivers, they're working Uber, Lyft, and somewhere else, and now all of a sudden 2 out of their 3 jobs are gone. So to have them, have them working somewhere else is a good thing from them. And unfortunately, these people are the critical workers right now. They're the front lines. They're the real, I hate to be cliche, but they're the heroes right now. They're the ones that are out there risking their health just so the fortunate ones can get their groceries delivered to their doorstep. It's a sad time, but at the same time, the reality is that these people need jobs, they need work, and to have them refocus and go through Amazon, which, okay, say what you want about Amazon. Still, I mean, what's happening now with Amazon, plain and simple, just needs the bodies. Amazon is not keeping up. And I'll play privileged guy stuck in his house. I tried to order something on Prime, and it's not coming for a month.
You're not getting anything that's not critical.
Right, you're not getting anything
for a while.
Although I read this morning, they're starting to let things trickle in. But, if it's not in the warehouse, you ain't getting it. You ain't getting it.
Sorry.
Sorry, buddy. So they're trying to protect the drivers that continue to use the platform on Lyft. They're giving plastic barriers. They're also informing drivers of their eligibility for benefits as part of stimulus package. The one thing we have to talk about here, it's not so much, okay, the jobs, whatever, but it's the safety. We had a discussion before we started recording about some people not taking this seriously. And unfortunately, you could be as safe as you want, but if you get some knucklehead in your car, so they have to instruct these drivers like how to keep their cars clean because that's their workstation.
Right.
I mean, are they going to start putting them like, old school cabs where they have like that divider,
Yeah, that's what I just said. They're going to let them purchase plastic barriers. They have to buy it, but they can install it. I mean, if I was a Lyft driver, I would, and then they've got to wipe the car down after every ride. I mean, it's crazy. It's a crazy time. And this, unfortunately, is going to be the new normal for a while. So however these folks can, stay working and keep moving, that's just the way it's going to be. It's, it's the way it is now. Yeah, another happy story. All right, we'll do a little stat time. Currently, Amazon dominates the U.S. e-commerce space with a 38% market share, and that's from Captain Obvious over at Market Realist. Amazon stock rose 3.5% in March, while Lyft stock fell 30% during the same period. Investors' appetite for Lyft stock, no surprise, has declined. And Ad Age reports that ride-sharing companies have seen a 20% drop in demand, which has led to an 11% decline in ride pricing. So you can get a cheap ride, you just can't go anywhere.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
About the prices dropping? About
prices dropping,
well,
yeah.
I mean, it's supply and demand. You can get Airbnb for 50% off now, but A, how are you going to get there? And B, what are you going to do when you get there?
Stare at each other.
Just stare at the walls. And we'll just stay on the mobility sector for a minute. The other sector that's hurting is all these scooter companies. They say Lime may have to file for bankruptcy because the demand obviously is gone.
None. Yeah.
You can't ride your Lyft scooter to the coffee shop that's closed. So what do when there's nowhere to ride, there's nowhere to go. And those startups were already a little sketchy financially anyway. So it'd be interesting to see who comes out on the end of this. I would probably see some acquisitions or mergers or whatever, but that is too early to tell. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
All right. That is your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at SUMO Heavy.